Recently, I had the opportunity to talk to a middle-aged woman from Eastern Europe. She was only here on a tourist visa, but she had her heart set on getting married to an American or Canadian. Her friend came to me looking for advice on how she may meet boys and asked for my suggestions. I advised her that the age range of 50 to 60 would be perfect for her ideal man. It came as a surprise to me when she said that a man of his age would be her grandfather. If you are 45 years old and you call a man who is 50 years old your grandfather, then you are not that far off from becoming a grandma, are you? Women typically have very high standards. I promise. Because of this, it was puzzling for her to have a preference for a younger man when she could still be quite attractive at the age of 45. Why would a younger man be interested in an older woman who was obviously not in good health? It's quite unlikely that her granddad was anything like Donald Trump. Someone wealthy and famous made their way to her. She would provide her assent without delay. She proceeded to hand me a picture of a fat person who she had decided she did not want. Why would a young, good-looking guy date you? She claimed that she could never get married to the man in the photo and have children with him. You're 45 years old and you're interested in having children with a younger, more attractive man. I couldn't help but wag my head. Because I'm getting older and I'm sure I'll run into more women like Rose, I decided to ask her what kind of a partner she was looking for. She was looking for a handsome male between the ages of 35 and 45. So I asked her, why would a guy that age choose her when he could have a lady in her late 20s or early 30s? Why would he even consider it? Particularly a handsome and wealthy businessman. She claimed that she could acquire younger boys, but that she was unable to keep them. I explained to her that they merely watch him perform his ritual prior to moving on to younger women. I talked to a lot of women in their 40s who are under the impression that they still have plenty of time to find the guy of their dreams, start a family, and settle down. The issue is that their notion of the perfect man is still the same person they pictured when they were much younger. You need to understand that they have grown older, but their ideal male has not. This is more of a fantasy, and women, especially older women who may not have the same chances of getting pregnant as they did when they were younger, should temper their expectations. The woman inquired as to the type of partner I was looking for. I told them something they didn't know, which is that it doesn't matter to me how gorgeous a woman is. I am more concerned about how she interacts with me, whether or not we are compatible, and whether or not her life goals align with mine. I responded to almost 80% of the open queries that these ladies had concerning the function of their feminine nature in their lives. They will not compromise their goals, even if it means that they will be unable to have children well into their 40s and 50s. She mentioned that she has been content with her status as a single woman for the past 10 years. I informed her that the cutoff age for men thinking women beautiful for dating is generally 35, and that this age does not change until a person is 45 years old, cynical, and unable to love. Lossy ladies shrink men's balls. At the same time, his brain continues to expand, and he becomes intellectually bolder, hence, the woman I was speaking with inquired as to where she could find good guys. It was suggested to me that she would fare well at medical facilities and pharmacies catering to males in their 50s. They are still on the BP despite the fact that they have lost their wives because they are able to conform to the standards that women have. Today, I told her about a guy whose wife was very sick, and he already had a number of women competing for his attention since he was incredibly financially secure. I said that he had a couple of females fighting for him because of this. Nevertheless, according to a recent article in The Guardian about a man in his early 50s, after his wife passed away, he decided to try dating again, but he stated that even that tactic was becoming increasingly ineffective because all of the women were suspicious of his financial situation and acting in a very Machiavellian manner. It would appear that women have completely lost touch with a fraction of the reality that they were before capable of comprehending, as they do less and less of anything else other than hunker down in front of a computer, log onto Facebook, and chat with their friends and acquaintances. They are all looking for a man who will put more effort into his physicality, relationships, as well as the kitchen and the housekeeping. In the days before computers and mobile phones, people had to physically get together with their pals. No more walking. They are known all throughout the world. I told them that I stay away from processed carbs, pressed oils, wheat, and now dairy as well. Despite the fact that I am losing a significant amount of weight due to eating, I have not changed the portion amounts that I consume. The foods have a substantially lower calorie count and provide more nutrients per calorie. Another woman told me, since you cook, clean, and take care of yourself, I can see why you would make a wonderful husband. I can only assume that she liked me despite the fact that spending time with me would be tedious. She uses that to make me feel good about myself while also providing an excuse for why she needs to be slow. She added that because she is just 110 to 120 pounds, she is unable to consume as much as they do. Why shouldn't they? According to her acquaintance, she spent the entire day eating sweets. My theory is that she thinks of herself as being better than me because I have the strength to change my diet rather than eating whatever the hell I want, but she didn't understand that if I didn't change my diet, I would get sick because I wouldn't be able to avoid having awful reflux symptoms if I didn't change my diet. I'd really enjoy some hot chocolate and a hot dog. I let them know that in addition to omega-3 capsules, vitamin B tablets, and probiotics, I take them. I take all of these, however they are prohibitively expensive and can only be purchased in Eastern European countries. In my opinion, this is just one more reason why they are unable to maintain a balanced diet. A certain woman takes pleasure in preparing meals for her husband. You most likely prepare meals for him. It's ironic that he weighs more than 300 pounds given that you are such a skilled investigator and discovered what foods he enjoyed eating. My response to her, which was essentially sarcasm, was that she was an excellent investigator, and at the time, she didn't appear to realize that I was making a joke about it. I mentioned that a man's heart is located in his balls as well as his stomach. The other women all laughed and said that they observed as I patiently shared one after another of a series of feminine secrets as they watched, for the most part, without interrupting my flow of information. After I had left, the things that I had brought up were without a doubt the subject of a lengthy discussion. On the other hand, everyone in the group invited me to join them for yet another get-together. My name is Scooby, and I have a dog named Scooby. I am a middle-aged woman who is overweight. She emphasized the fact that she was going her own way, which is precisely what she was doing. I inquired as to whether or not she valued her own company. Why would she try to get assistance in finding a mate if she wasn't interested in having male attention? Not an old lady who didn't eat right, didn't keep her physique and looks, and simply wanted to chase a fantasy. She wouldn't go on dates or ask around for men who were suitable for her. In today's business climate, it is exceedingly challenging for men to succeed. The demands that women make never seem to go away, and they get increasingly unreasonable with each passing year. They are all looking for successful young men so that they can enjoy the fruits of their labor without having to give the young men their $100. Fair? What kind of a reality is that? This seems to be becoming popular among women in their 40s recently. They have a strong desire to be with accomplished young men. Sometimes they put an emphasis on being beautiful rather than successful, and I believe that sends a fantastically encouraging message to the women who see it. They are aware that they are getting older, and the fact that they are seeing a younger man gives them the impression that they still have it. They still have that value, which can bring them any male, and it hasn't changed. In the meantime, young men have caught on to this fact, which means that very soon, these women won't have any guys left to date and mess around with anymore. What will take place here? Women will spend their younger years toiling hard at their jobs in order to further their professions, and they will hold out hope that they will finally be able to settle down after they reach their 40s. In the meantime, the males who are now avoiding such ladies won't bother responding to these women, and these women will eventually lead dreadfully lonely lives because they won't have the companionship of a family or the opportunity to have children. Because of this strange gender disparity in our culture, it feels as though the very fabric of our civilization has been torn to shreds. My unsolicited recommendation to women is that they adjust their expectations and give up their attempts to manipulate men. They are familiar with the female psyche and are aware of the capabilities that are inherent in today's modern lady. They have had enough of the lying and self-centered behavior of women, which is what drives these men to go their separate ways, and they are sick and tired of it.